Resurrection is a movie written and directed by Andrew Siemens. Didn't know much about this film, but I found out about it from Rotten Tomatoes' top horror movies of 2020 list. They go by tomato meters, so the highest one is number 1, and they listed like 50 movies. And I think the 50 is like Jeepers Creepers Reborn, so I think Resurrection was way higher up on the list. This one is about a veritable girl boss, Margaret. She is a single mother, businesswoman, who kind of keeps her kid under a short leash. So her Abby is very homely and a gamer girl. And everything seems to be going fine until the return of someone from Margaret's past. David shows up and starts, he basically has control over her. He was very abusive to her in a past relationship, so she has an anxiety attack when he starts showing up in different places near her that obviously she'll know that he's back. And it basically becomes a battle of wills against those two, but there's a lot of psychological elements to this movie. It's very similar to, in tone and style, to Darren Aronofsky's Mother, where you sort of get this normal movie and then creepy elements. It just keeps getting more and more demented as the film goes on. And this movie had me shook by the end, to be honest. It gets really disturbing by the film's end. A lot of like metaphors, a lot of deep themes about abusive exes and about control, about because she also tries to enact a lot of control over her own daughter too. There's some great writing with some subplots. There's like an intern character that keeps bothering Margaret about her private life, and there's also a hookup guy that she spends time with, and they both sort of reflect on different parts of her aspect, how she keeps people away, but she, a really great way of introducing more elements to her character without being too obvious. But Resurrection has some great performances. Tim Roth is especially slimy as David, but a lot of people say Jenna Ortega is the new Scream Queen, but like Rebecca Hall was there first. You got The Awakening and The Night House recently, so she's got a couple of horror hits under her belt. So Rebecca Hall, gives a great vulnerable performance, but also very tough. And it's definitely a movie that very divisive film. Either you love it or hate it. I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. I loved all the elements about it. It's really different from what you've seen before. It's also very similar kind of to The Killing of a Sacred Deer as well. That's another movie you can sort of compare to. So I give Resurrection a 7 out of 10.